Hello and welcome to Season A, the platform where we speak to the power. We're getting some news here, which is very interesting information here that we just come across. It's by Voice TV. They're just talking about apparently that the Nigerian senators they reject Tinubu ECOWAS military action on Niger Republic. That's a timely intervention. We do need to question things, and like I say, African unity is not negotiable. We should not be waging war against ourselves on the say-so of the very colonials who oppressed and colonized us in our land. We need to make sure that we do not fall for this trick. So yes, kudos to them for not saying no, but there's a lot more work needs to be done, not just only in Nigeria, but across the whole of Africa. It's time for Africa to unite and stop this division created by by colonials. Let's go forward. Here we go.
Isaiah Baribe, I represent Abia South. Constitutional point of order, section 4A. I read, the president shall not declare a state of war between the Federation and another country, except with the sanction of a resolution of both houses of the National Assembly sitting in a joint session. I believe that this is a condition precedent to section 5A.
Constitutional point of order. The reason is this. We can only note what you have just said. He has not declared war. He's only informing us business to do the needful by having a robust debate on this and then advising thereafter. And therefore, this correspondence is referred to the next legislative date for proper debate by this chamber.
That the national security is under imminent threat or danger, provided that the president shall, within 7 days of actual combat engagement, seek the consent of the Senate, and the Senate shall thereafter give or refuse the said consent within 14 days.
Well guided, sustained.
Friends, very good afternoon. I am Senator Suleiman Abraman Kau Sumaila, OFR, PhD, representing Kano South Senatorial District from Kano, spokesman of Northern Senators Forum. I am here this afternoon to address you on some issues, some topical issues to do with representation on behalf of our caucus of Northern Senators Forum. Can I continue? It is irrespective of the what is going on with our neighbors, Niger Republic. The title is Northern Senators Forum. As a forum, we condemn, the Northern Senators Forum, or caucus, on test Senate, under the leadership of Abdul Ahmed Ningi, not with the concern and condemn in its entirety the unfortunate development in Niger Republic, where the military possibly upstaged a democratically elected government of President Mohamed Bazoum. The Northern Senators also take cognizance of the effort of ECOWAS leaders under the able chairmanship of our dear President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in resolving the situation in Niger Republic. The emphasis, however, should be focused on political and diplomatic means to restore democratic governance in Niger Republic. We also take exception to use of the military force until all other avenues, as mentioned above, are exhausted. As a consequence, will be casualty among innocent citizens who go about their daily businesses. Besides, about 7 northern states are share border with Niger, namely Kebbi State, Sokoto State, Zamfara State, Katsina State, Jigawa State, Yobe, and Borno State, respectively. We are also aware of the situation of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Libya, which may affect the 7 northern states, because all these 3 states share border with the Niger Republic. If military force is used, there is serious implication for our country. If military force is used without using all the democratic or diplomatic channel in resolving the cognia. As a Democrat and representative of the people, we are hereby urging our colleagues, more especially from the other region, to observe due diligence in invoking Section 5, subsection 4A and B, which gives the National Assembly power to approve the request, or more particular, Senate power to approve the request of Mr. President when we intend to participate or to join any foreign or to engage our military in foreign.
I think we need to really read into what is being said here. We have to read into it. It's from Kano State. They are the same border with Niger. There must be some sort of interaction between the two. They are reluctant to do anything. From a definitely Nigerian perspective, we have to be, one has to be looking at things and really be understanding what is at play here. There's a reticence to get involved in anything with many people. I mean, we've heard that President Buhari has got homes there and everything else, and they built a foundation, refinery there and all of that stuff, with our money, all those things. I'm sure they don't want all that to go up in smoke, and that's why they're, it's a preservation there. But we need to look even closely into that. Putting all those things in one side, we do not want to get involved in any war with another African country. What we need to do is because we will be fighting proxy wars of the colonials on our soil. That is essentially what is going on. But let us listen a bit more to what he's saying here.
War. This is our position, and we are urging our colleagues and Nigerians to see reason on using democratic, political, and diplomatic way in reaching out to the military junta of Niger to resolve the issue. Let me re-emphasize that for almost 2 decades, Nigeria is battling insurgency, more especially in Borno, Yobe, and some northern states. And also concerned about the situation of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Libya, where I can say virtually there was no government or organized government in Libya. If the situation allowed, or if the position of ECOWAS to use military force to force the military to surrender power to the democratic elected president in Niger, it may lead us to another crisis which Nigeria will be at the receiving end. That is the reason why we are pleading with our colleague, pleading with our Nigeria, with the remaining leaders of ECOWAS to see reason in insisting that diplomatic and political approach is the best solution to resolve this cognia. I do submit our position. Thank you so much. I am talking as my capacity, or at my capacity as spokesman of the Northern Senators Forum of the 10th National Assembly, inshallah.
Northern Senators Forum. Northern Senators Forum. So obviously they're talking about northern interests. And we can begin to look at that. Now we are going to the Nigerian politics proper now. We're not looking at the international aspect of it, which is, of course, we know the agenda of the colonials is to ensure that there's division among Africans so they can continue to exploit and take away resources for pittance. That's that being said, the perspective in which is taken is the Northern Senators Forum. They are looking at the northern aspect. They are brothers as far, from what I can read, they don't want war to happen. And I don't, from that perspective. But what I do think we need to be looking at collectively as Africans is to make sure we put a stop to all of this exploitation of African resources. Because obviously, ultimately, the interest of those who are supporting the exploitation is what they can get from the exploitation of our resources by the colonials. And we need to understand that ultimately those kind of benefits are actually short-term, they're never long-term, and it's to the detriment of not only the people who are doing it, but the entire African continent. So that is the only thing I wanted to put to that and add to this. But let's go ahead. So that's it. Anyway, so that's the news. So the Nigerian senators, they reject Tinubu ECOWAS military action on Niger Republic. So you had one of the senators, Suleiman, come up to actually state that here. So what are your thoughts? I don't know how you see it. You are, of course, watching this with the platform where we speak truth to power. Please do share this broadcast. What we're trying to do is to bring you as much information as possible and be able to discuss things at length. We will give you more the updates about this as we progress. But what I do want to say is that please subscribe to Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power. Help us reach as many people as possible. Continue to grow the platform. Share our videos, and we're trying to create real dialogue. And always, our aim is to speak truth to power, to encourage you, to share knowledge with you, to allow people to, for us to engage in our governance in a way whereby we are active participants in our governance, and reminding each and every one of us that we are sovereigns as ever. You would have seen on the broadcast that I always, at every point of opportunity, come up with this, try and show you this so that you know it. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derive all its powers and authority. And how you use that power is through the active participation. The participation by the people in their government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. That means that you can actually participate in your governance and hold them to account, because ultimately sovereignty belongs to you. And these are information that is very important to change the mindset of our people from away from believing in the Bible and the Quran that has no constitutional basis or no constitutional power to actually affect your life in any positive manner, i.e. get you infrastructures. This constitution can actually give you the things you need, which is infrastructure in your community, through your active participation by holding your governance to account, using the powers of sovereignty. That's what we aim to do. So we hope many of you will help us share this message. We've done this translation in Yoruba, in Igbo, in Hausa, and in Pidgin, and we'll be doing more translations as we go along. But of course, you, of course, watching Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power. So the news is that the senators have rejected Tinubu's ECOWAS military action on Niger Republic. They rejected it. So, let us watch this space to see what transpires. But as ever, please take a screenshot of this. As a citizen, you are not only a citizen, but you are a sovereign. And those sovereign powers of sovereignty must be used collectively in each of the local government areas to begin to hold your governors to account. You have the power to question them on the monthly allocation coming to your local government area and direct where those funds are going to go. That is what your powers of sovereignty affords you. We encourage you to begin to use those powers immediately, not tomorrow, now. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power. We'll give you more updates as and when we get it. Please subscribe, and also credit to Voice TV. Please subscribe and share this broadcast. Help us. How can you help? Subscribe to Citizen Network, hit the notification button, give a thumbs up. So one more time, the best way you can help us is to subscribe to Citizen NY, hit the notification button, finally, give us a thumbs up. Help us reach more people. We really appreciate your support. Once again, before you go, keep it locked on. Citizen NY. That's right.